we can get started. I did see a Sarah FFL on Cody's side, so I am assuming this will be some Giga Wool 7 variant. And I see 2 4-color walls on Zach's side, so 4-color wall, a 4-color rate. Well, that could be anything. It could be Mono Earth. Could also be Light Wool 7. So players have resolved their mulligans. And I'm assuming they're just waiting for an official let's get started. Here we go. Official round 1 start of the San Diego Materia Cup 2024 Tabletop Tavern. Welcome. I am your host, Rudros. Thank you for joining us. And given that Zach drew a card, I'm guessing he's going to start first. So we're going to Raijin, mill 2 cards as he enters the field. Do not hit a Fujin to put onto the field. And just pass. Oh, wow. That's that cannot be the ideal start. I know he had a Sid Randall. I think I saw Sid Randall in hand. I almost feel like maybe you'd rather put that out. Granted, you don't really know what your opponent's on, so you'd hate for it to walk right into something that dies. But there is a whatever job that is at the red mage. So we're going to reveal until we hit. I'm assuming it's going to be 4-color wall. Yep, so it is 7-cost wall. And I believe the 4-color wall is the only thing that will hit off of this. As I assume it's searching for earth, maybe wind. I don't remember the exact colors it's looking for, but usually in these lists, the only thing it's trying to find is, 4-color Warrior of Light. So we now have an Ultimate Shield online if we have a Wool Light 7 in hand. Give it to our opponent to... I don't actually know. Do you? I remember. I think you shuffle those and you put them on the bottom. And are we going to keep going further? Or are we just going to pass? Like we're trying to go. Oh, are we going in on Sarah? Okay, Sarah FFL. Yep. So now we'll have 2 backups. Not normally what you see in a Wool 7 deck. Presumably going to get 1 light wool. Are we going to get 2? Nope. We opt to get a second 4-color Warrior of Light, as we will now have 2 ultimate shields online. For extra protection. Pass it to our opponent to cut. And next turn, we will be ready to fire that off, spin the wheel, and see what we get. Now, if Zach does have Sid Randall in hand, I wasn't sure if I saw that or not, but if he does, surely that's got to come down. Oh, no, it just goes into Fujin, mill 2. We do hit Cypher. Would have been preferred if that's reversed. He does have Sid Randall. Oh my gosh, I think he has 3 4-color walls in hand. So he can't even use the Sid Randall. Oh my goodness. If I saw his hand correctly, that's terrible. Yeah, I see the Sid Randall in the corner, and I thought I might have seen 3 4-color walls. Oh my goodness, what a brick. You actually have the answer to this 7 wall, and you can't even cast it. Talk about feels bad. So Cody is naturally going to play the Wool 7. I seriously doubt we have any response to this. Unless we have an Amaterasu I didn't see. Yep, says go for it. Vincent, that's a good hit. Cypher's a good hit. Lena's a good hit. And Gilgamesh, nice. 3 really good choices there. Or 4, technically. Vincent doesn't do much here. There's no backups. So probably, how many colors do we have? We have at least 4. I think we have 6 colors for the Gilgamesh, so he would instantly be online with the Dull Freeze. Cypher obviously gets us back something from our break zone. I'm not sure if we have an 8 forward in there or not. Possibly that might be a Dia underneath one of the cards. We'll go with the Gilgamesh. And then Lena, will we have enough cards for Lena? Lena would have water, ice, lightning, and light. Lena would give it a sacrifice as well as a card draw. Yep, so we go for Gilgamesh and Cypher. Gilgamesh has no entry effect. Cypher will mill the top 2 cards of our deck when it enters. Hit an Irvine, which we can definitely grab that. There is a Dia in there. Okay, we did see that correctly. And of course, we have Ultimate Shield in hand to protect these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think we have exactly 10. So if Cypher were to have haste, he would be able to break a forward. Gilgamesh, of course, going to attack and Dull Freeze. Hit Renoa back up. And pass to our opponent. Cody sitting in a very good spot right now. And Zach looking for some kind of action where he can do something. Yeah, he did have that Sid Randall in hand. So pitches, is that Diana? I think it was Diana and a 4-color wall. Going to search out our own 7-cost wall. Do we have enough left in hand to cast it? I'm not sure if we do or not. If he does, he might want to just try to jam it out. It's hard, like, because even if you hit something that could potentially freeze the Cypher, he can obviously just counter with Ultimate Shield. Now, if you had your own Ultimate Shield, when the Cypher swings in, you could protect yourself from getting broken. Or maybe you've just got to take the hit. 2, 3. I don't think he's got enough. I think he's going to have to wait a turn. Yeah, so it is a Wall 7 mirror match, but not when Zach opens the way he did. This is looking like it's going to go very south for him very quickly. Cypher can take out any of these forwards. You probably take out Fujin, I guess. Maybe Raijin. Maybe just in case your opponent plays a Cypher, you don't want it to get haste automatically. So maybe the Raijin makes more sense. You probably Dull Freeze the backup with the Gilgamesh. Make that Wool 7 even more expensive when it comes down. Here comes Adia. Adia on entry will let us search out a category 8, I believe it's forward, from our deck, add it to our hand. And she has an action ability. You can put the top 2 cards of your deck into the break zone, and then you'll choose a forward, reduce its power by 4,000. However, if you have 10 or more cards in the break zone when it resolves, you will instead reduce its power by 8,000. So this Adia is just pure spot removal here. We can use it to clean off Fujin or Raijin, and then have Cypher break the other one. Which is not a very nice thing to do if you're the leader of the disciplinary committee like Cypher is. Fujin and Raijin, they're supposed to work with you, you know? But Cypher says, no, I'm working with the sorceress now. Go ahead and mill 2. Miss Fujin is gone. And Cypher is presumably going to clean the clock of Mr. Raijin. Gotta remind him who the boss is. You cannot start your own disciplinary committee without me. Cypher goes ahead and knocks out Raijin, and hits a mirror image of himself into damage. We'll keep the Arya Dull Frozen from Gilgamesh. There is a Fujin. These decks aren't known for many EX bursts, so I doubt Zach's going to get much help there. And Raijin, wow, Fujin Raijin just sitting on the top. He just hit the entire disciplinary committee into damage. Cypher, Fujin, Raijin. This Cypher on Cody's side is taking no prisoners. Holy gamoly. We do pitch another 4-color wall, for which, oh my gosh, I can't believe Zach had all 3 at the start. So we hit Gilgamesh is good, Cypher's good, Irvine's good, Renoa could go get us Adia. Probably not what we want here. We really need some forwards that are going to either remove or hold down some of Cody's cards, which of course he has Ultimate Shield in hand, so I don't know how effective that will be, but opts to go for Irvine and Gilgamesh. Irvine, of course, will remove 2 cards from the break zone. We picked Sid Randall, and I'm not sure what that other one was. So Irvine is now a 9k attacker with first strike and haste. I mean, Irvine can go in and get a single hit, but I don't know what that does for you. And with the removal Cody has on board, like Zach just might be dead. He needs that. I think he's got Ultimate Shield in hand, so he can at least prevent one thing from going off. So we go in with Gilgamesh. I'm assuming we have at least 5 colors in the break zone. Is he opting to hit a backup? Ugh. I almost feel like you got to try one of the forwards just to try to burn the shield out. And if you're going to hit a backup, surely you would hit the Sarah as well, right? Because that has an action ability you can use to activate a forward, and it requires itself to dull. So we're seeing some card pointing, possibly discussing power values and field effects. I don't know if he actually targeted the red mage. I just saw Cody like move his hand on it, so that made me think he was. But obviously we can't hear them. Okay, he does. No, okay, we're using the Sarah. So we're using the Sarah to activate the wall, which can just block because Gilgamesh will be 8k first strike, but not enough to get over a big wall 7. Yep. And looks like that's going to resolve. Gilgamesh will die. We can send in Irvine. Irvine can remove another 2 characters from our opponent's break zone. Technically, it can remove any card, but I don't think there's any summons in there. Which gives Irvine another 2,000 power first strike and haste again. So we'll take a point of damage. It's the Onion Knight. And Zach now has a single blocker, a 9k blocker, and an ultimate shield. So he can, I mean, he can stop the Ultimecia, or sorry, the Idea power reduction. He can stop the Dull Freeze. He can stop the block or the break on Cypher, but it's still a bunch of bodies coming in at you. So, I mean, he might survive this turn, but surely he's going to lose his wall 7. And then he's going to have a very empty hand and empty board. He needs he needs that Shantota limit break, and I don't think he's going to be able to cast it in this deck. Oh, okay, never mind. We have another haster. So this is probably going to be game right here. Irvine will remove 2 things from the break zone. 2 of those 4-color walls. Give himself 9,000 or 2,000 power extra, haste and first strike. Attempt to break the Warrior of Light. You gotta do it. Yep, man, he had all 4-color walls to start. Oof. Ouch. Zach, I feel for you, sir. So we can do the Adia on top. So this Warrior of Light's going to go to a 1,000 power. So, I mean, it can block a point of damage, but we have more than enough on Cody's side to just run this down. Yep. Has to block anyway. Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road. And really, you can just do this in any order you want. Irvine's haste is already locked in, unless there's like a surprise Kuchulain in Zach's deck. But you don't even need the Irvine to attack at this point. Yep, we'll Dull Freeze the backup. Says no, not. Oh, I'm not sure what he was saying there, but it shouldn't matter. Oh, actually, we do hit a bonus burst. It's Arya. Not that that's going to help us at this point as we hit a wool. I mean, we can get a light wool, but unless Cody just decides to stop attacking, I don't think that's going to make much of a difference. And then here comes Irvine. Going to remove 2 more Warriors of Light. And take our 6 point of damage. And Wool 7 will finish it off. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So very quick game, really easy. Yeah, I think Zach's just sitting there being like, wow, he had to, his turn 1 was play Fujin pass. That's not ideal. You know, if you ever look up deck techs or people talking about this deck, I don't think I've seen one where they're like, okay, so what you want to do turn 1, you put out your Fujin, you pass. Now you're set on easy street. Yeah, that was a rough one for Zach. Easy one for Cody. Just gets to breeze right through that and got good hits off the Wool 7 too. And Zach had some decent hits off of his Wool 7, but gosh, he was just so far behind by the time he got there. So there's a quick Giga Wall versus Giga Wall, and that is going to do it for round 1. Let's see if we can't get any reports from other tables. Otherwise, we might just have to be a little bit patient and see what pops up next.